is Lizzie, and I am the Nerdy Nymph. And today my video is going to be about one of my favorite days, Free Comic Book Day. So today was Free Comic Book Day, and I got some pretty awesome comics. I think they're going to be really good. So let's get started and go through what I got. So when I went to the comic book shop, the first comic book shop I actually stopped by today is called Summit Comics. It's pretty much the comic book store I've gone to since I've lived in my area. And so I stopped by there, and they were allowing you to get 4 of the comics, of the selection of comics from Free Comic Book Day. And I'll show you pretty much a slow walkthrough of what that selection was. So at the beginning of the line, what happened is they had this little trivia questions they were asking. And so before I went and selected my comics, I got to answer a trivia question, and I won 2 free additional comics from it, which was pretty amazing. They always have little things like that where they have someone, just multiple people come in and do trivia. They have artists come in and display some of their work and talk about what they do. And I actually think they had some workshops and discussions on the schedule today, just a few of those. And there's also prizes and free stuff throughout the entire day. And so it's a really fun time, especially for families that have children, and maybe your children are interested in comics. It's a great time to take the entire family and go just get a bunch of free comics at once that you can all enjoy together. So the question they asked me during the trivia was something that I wasn't positive I knew the answer to. I have watched some of the old Batman TV shows. So first of all, it's related to Batman. I have watched some of the old Batman TV shows. I've watched the animated series. I've read a little bit of the comics. I know a few of his storylines and things like that. But the question they asked me is, what did Batman not have in his utility belt? And I think the options were shark repellent, something else I can't remember, a crayon, and reading glasses. And I chose reading glasses. And it was between that or the crayon. And I don't know if it's from Old School Batman or not, but I thought that Old School Batman might be wacky enough, like the old TV show, that he would have a crayon in his belt, in his utility belt. So I won, and I chose 2 comics. You could choose from graphic novels that they had available, or you could choose 2 comics. So you could choose a graphic novel or 2 comics. I chose 2 comics. I got Gotham Academy. So this was one. Number 2, which just sounded interesting. I think I've heard of this one before, but I don't think I've ever gotten into it or learned anything about it. So yeah, that's number 2. And then they also had Gotham Academy number 3. I did look for 1. They didn't have 1 because I was going to get 1 and 2, but I got 2 and 3 instead. So both of these looked very interesting, and so those are the ones I selected from the contest. And then you got to see me panning over the comics, and I selected my comics from there. So one of the first ones I selected was Wonder Woman. So it's a Wonder Woman comic that they put out for Free Comic Book Day. And DC Universe Rebirth is what it says at the top. So I was very interested in this. I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. I actually have a poster with Wonder Woman on it. And so I can't wait to delve into this one. Okay, so I told you about the Wonder Woman comic. The second comic I got from the Free Comics selection, I got because I'm a big fan of the anime, which is Miraculous Ladybug. They had a Miraculous Ladybug comic, so I had to get this one. Yeah, I love the anime, so I had to get the comic, and it was free, so why not? The next comic I got, the third one I got, was a little weird. It just says 2017 Summer Blast, so I think it's a mix of comics. That's what it looks like. It looks like just a compilation of different comics that maybe already have started or are starting soon. I really liked the picture on the front. They're like grinning and look like they're in like a cafeteria type setting. I don't know. So I'm interested to get into this one and figure out what it's about. The last comic I got of my 4 selection from Summit Comics was this one. It's called Fresh Off the Boat, presents Legion of Dopitude featuring Lazy Boy. So they're all dressed up as superheroes. I believe Fresh Off the Boat is a TV show. I don't know. Correct me in the comics. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it's a TV show. And so this comic kind of shows some characters as superheroes. I don't know if they're from the TV show. They might be. I'm going to have to look into that and figure that out. It just looked colorful and pretty and looked interesting on the inside, so I chose that one. So after Summit Comics, after I got my free comics there, I decided I was going to go to Hollow Comics, which is another comic store around me, and they were doing free comic book day as well. Now, they only had a selection of 3 comics you could choose from, but it was 3 on top of the 4 I already got, plus the other 2 that I won. So it wasn't anything, you know, I was getting extra. That's really just what it is. I was getting extra being a planner and taking advantage of free comic book day. So the first comic I selected from Hollow Comics, and they had a much smaller selection. And so, but they had some other ones that I wanted. So I chose, first one I chose was Betty and Veronica, which is a comic about the 2 characters from, oh gosh, what's the name of it? It's slipping my mind. Okay, Riverdale, you know, that series. Why is it slipping my mind? I don't know. Anyways, I just was interested in you know, reading a comic about those 2 characters. So they also had a Riverdale comic, which is based off of the CW show Riverdale, I believe. So I'm going to look into that one. The next one I got, because it's also a cartoon, an animated show that I'm a big fan of, and that is Rick and Morty. So the Free Comic Book Day had a Rick and Morty comic that luckily Hollow Comics had, because I didn't get it at Summit Comics, even though Summit Comics had it. I chose other comics from them, obviously. So I did wind up being able to get Rick and Morty because I went to the second comic book shop. And so that will be awesome. Okay, one more comic to go. I don't know if I mentioned, did I mention it? Yes, I did. I got the second set of comics from Hollow. The last comic that I got for Free Comic Book Day from Hollow Comics, I got partially for myself, but also partially for my husband, because I believe he's a fan of Next Generation. And if you know Next Generation, you know I'm talking about Star Trek. So it looks like this is going to be a comic about the mirror dimension. And there's like a whole series of Star Trek comics, apparently. I think I've gotten some before, but I'm not positive. But they show a little advertisement in there too with different Star Trek comics. So I will enjoy this along with all the other comics that I got for Free Comic Book Day. I love reading manga. I love reading comics. They're just, they're nice. And when, you know, when your local comic book shops care enough about the geeky people in the area, and they participate in Free Comic Book Day, it's an awesome experience. Not just for individuals like me who saunter in, not just for adults, it's for children, it's for the entire family, because it's just a great way to go in, get some comics that you and your kids, or you and maybe your brother or your sister can just bond over. So, you know, Free Comic Book Day is awesome. If you want to participate in Free Comic Book Day, you can look them up. I'll look them up too, and I'll include a link down below, so that you guys can go to their website, because they do other events too. They don't just do Free Comic Book Day. They have comics that come out for like Halloween. They have like a Halloween comic event. So if you like comics, I'll put that in the box down below so that you can participate in Free Comic Book Day next year, maybe, and maybe participate in their Halloween event too. So thank you so much for sticking with me today in this live video. It kind of breaks the format sooner than I thought I would break the format of just playing video games. I thought I would play video games for a while, but I have a camera on my phone and I decided, hey, you know, why not? It's not perfect, but nothing in life is. So I decided to try my shot at a live video with you guys, so thanks for hanging out, and I hope that you get to participate in Free Comic Book Day and get awesome comics in the future. Have a great day. Bye-bye.